Hi students, welcome back to my online class. My name is Vishwanath. Today's chapter is tangents and secants. These tangents and secants are the continuation of the circle chapter. First you have to learn circle chapter, all the 5 theorems. Then you go to tangents and secants. Because to solve any question from tangents and secant without using the circle's 5 important theorems, you cannot solve this. Because tangent and secant questions are including circles theorems. First let us think about all the 5 theorems of circles. Including these circles theorem, we studied tangents also. So to solve any problem from circles and tangent, you need to understand all the 5 important theorems of circles plus 3 important theorem from the tangent. So in this tangent we are going to learn 3 important theorems. Let us go to first circles. In circles, when diameter is given, what we'll do? Angle in the semicircle. That means the ends of the diameter when we join will get 90 degree. Here angle is 90 degree. This is the one of the theorem from circles. The other theorem is angle subtended at the center and angle subtended at the circumference. This is angle subtended at the center, this is at the circumference. Both are from same ends of the chord. If we join the P and Q, we'll get a chord. So circumference angle and angle at the center both are standing on same chord. So therefore these two are double and off relation. Circumference is off, this one is double. The other theorem, when two angles are formed at the circumference, this is AB. AB, if we join AB, you will get a chord. This is angle C, angle D. Angle C and angle D both are equal because angle C and angle D both are standing on AB chord. AB chord having both the angles as the same base. So these two are equal. This is one of the theorem from circles. The other one is when we form a cyclic quadrilateral, that means a quadrilateral which is having all 4 vertices on the circumference of the circle. This is called a cyclic quadrilateral. In cyclic quadrilateral, the sum of opposite angles are 180 degree. Remember, the sum of opposite angles are 180 degree. There are 2 pairs of supplementary angles are there. This is C, A plus C equal to 180 degree. This is B, this is D. Then B plus D equal to 180 degree. The other theorem, if we extend a cyclic quadrilateral any one side, if we extend any one side of the cyclic quadrilateral, we'll get an exterior angle. This exterior angle will be equal to this interior angle. Exterior angle equal to interior opposite angle. Interior opposite. So if it is B, then B exterior equal to D interior. So these 5 theorems including how to solve alternate angles. In the given question, suppose alternate angles are there, these two are parallel lines, then we'll get these two alternate angles are equal because of this Z shape. This is the Z shape. The other one is how to solve isosceles triangle. If we find any triangle which is having 2 radii, look at this triangle is having 2 radii. OA and OB both are radii. Therefore, when radii are equal, the base angles are equal. That means equal side opposite angles are equal. Isosceles triangle concept. The other one is when there are 2 chords are there. When there are 2 chords are there, suppose these 2 chords are equal. AB is one chord, BC is another chord. The length of AB chord and BC chord both are equal, then they subtend equal angle at the center. If AB chord is 5 cm, BC chord is also 5 cm, then AB chord subtends 30 degree at the center. Even BC also subtends 30 degree at the center because equal chords are equal, their angle at the center is also equal. These three are not main theorems. The main theorems are these 5. Including these 5, the other 3 concepts also will use: parallel, isosceles triangle and equal chords. Today The another important three theorems we are going to learn. The important three theorems. The important three theorems from tangents. Important three theorems from the tangents. Totally from circles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 theorems plus tangents 3 theorem. Totally 8 theorem you study. You are going to attend 2 problems from the board examination. Both the problems, one from the circles, one from the tangents. How to identify the given question is tangents question only. It is very simple. In the given question, tangent is given. Let us know first what is tangent. What is a tangent? This we'll study first. What is a tangent? I'll show you what is a tangent by the rough diagram. See, a circle is constructed here with center O. It is the circumference, it is the center of the circle. I'm going to draw 2 lines. You just observe both the lines, what difference these 2 lines are having. This line I name it as AB, the another name C, D and E. See, this is the line. I extend this line still. I name this guy as F. Look at, there are 2 lines, straight lines have been drawn here. One is CDE line, another one is AB, that is FAB line. One is CDE line, another one is FAB line. So what difference these 2 lines are showing you? Study both the lines drawn on circle and make a comparison. Let us see. Look at, this is the CDE line. This line touching the circle at 2 points. Look at, CDE is a straight line. I read out once again. CDE is a straight line. In that straight line, this straight line touches the circle. This line is touching the circle at 2 points. Look at here 1 and here 1. So this line touching the circle at 2 points. Let us come to FAB line. FAB line is also a straight line, but this line touching the circle at only 1 point. Look at FAB. This FB line touching the circle at only at A, but the CE line touching the circle at 2 points. CD, here just 1 point. So these kind of lines are called as tangent. These kind of lines are called as secants. This is secant, CSECANT. This is tangent. So this tangent and secants are very important for your further studies also, first PUC and second PUC. Study more about tangent. The basic is very important, students. Again I draw tangent and tangent length. First I explain what is tangent, what is the length of a tangent. Again center of the circle is taken. So this is called as tangent. AB is a line. AB is a straight line. This straight line touching the circle. Circle is having a round shape circumference, no? So AB is a line that touches the circle. Look at, this is the circle. This line is, when it is passing, it touches the circle at 1 point. I mark this point as P. One more line I draw. This line is CD line. But this CD line touching the circle at 2 points. CD is a straight line, it touching the circle at here. This is the 1 point, this is the another point. So CD is a line, it touches the circle at Q and R. But AB is another line, it touches the circle at only 1 point. So from this diagram I am going to write what is a tangent question answer now. Tangent is a straight line. Tangent is a straight line which touches the given circle at only 1 point. Look at, tangent is a straight line. This is the definition of the tangent. Tangent is a straight line which touches the given circle at only 1 point. If it touches the circle at 2 or more than 2 point, it is not a tangent. If it touches the circle at only one point, it is called as tangent. Some more important points regarding the tangent I am going to explain now before the theorem. A circle with center O is drawn. Look at, when you are drawing a tangent, it touches the circle at only one point. If you draw here, look at here, one more tangent I am drawing. This line also touches the circle at only one point. One more line I am going to draw here. This is also tangent, it touches the circle at one point. Like, you know that the definition of a circle. Circle is the collection of infinite number of points, because look at all infinite number of points. These are all the infinite number of points. All this infinite number of points, if you mark on a plane, then you join all this infinite number of points, but condition is all these infinite number of points are equal distance from the center. So this is the fixed point. From this fixed point, all these infinite number of points are equal distance from the center. If you take this point, this is 3 cm from the center, another this point also 3 cm from the center, another point on the circumference 3. So all these infinite number of points which is sitting in a curved path, all are equidistant from the center. So this is the definition of the circle, right? So as we know, circle is having infinite number of points, but the definition of the tangent says that tangent is a straight line which touches the circle at only one point. So this line touches the circle at only one point, then it becomes a tangent. Now we know that circle is having infinite number of points. Let us take this is the one point A. For this one point we can draw one tangent, because tangent is a straight line which touches the circle at only one point. Now let us take here one point, this name it as B, and we can draw here one tangent, and one more point will take here C, one tangent. The another point will take another tangent. Like circle is having infinite number of points on the circumference, then how many tangents you can draw? How many tangents you can draw? Circle is having infinite number of points. So for all, for each one point tangent if you draw, how many tangents you can draw? Infinite. So for the given circle, infinite number of tangents you can draw. Here one, here one, here one, like that you can try infinite number of points, because it has circle has infinite number of points. Therefore, how many tangents? Infinite number of points, infinite number of tangents. If I take a point as exterior point, this is called as exterior point, because it is lying out of the circle. Any point is lying inside the circle, it is interior point. It is the external point or exterior point. I name this exterior point as P. From this exterior point to this circle, remember, to this circle, how many tangents can be drawn? So first we studied one circle is given. For the given circle, how many tangents can be drawn? For the given circle, infinite number of tangents. If anybody would ask you how come infinite number of tangents can be drawn to the given circle, your answer would be circle is having infinite number of points on the plane. So for each one point, one tangent if you try, for the given circle, infinite number of tangents can be drawn. The other question is, now to the given circle, from this point, remember, from this point, P point, how many tangents can be drawn? Keep it in mind, you cannot draw tangents wherever you want. They told from the P. So from P, how many tangents can be drawn? Look at, from P, if I try this side, how many tangent? Yes, one tangent. If I try the other side, here also one tangent. Look at, from P, if I try upside, it touches the circle at one point. Look at, it is touching at Q. If you try this side, here also you can get at R. Still if you try like this if you try, this cannot be tangent, because you started from P, but this line meeting the circle at, look at, 1 and 2. So this line touching the circle at 2 points, so it becomes secant, not tangent. It is a secant. This is tangent. So secants always obtain a chord, because this line is a secant. At the same time, this secant gives you a chord. Okay, from here to here a chord. But tangents will not give you chord. Tangent just touches the circle and passes away from the circle. So the tangent and circle become between the relation is just touching. But the secant and circle between relation is secant producing a chord. Secant produces a chord, but tangent doesn't produce a chord. Tangent just touches and passes away. So remember, it touches and goes away. So therefore, from an external point or from an exterior point to the given circle, maximum 2 tangents can be drawn. That's it. 2 tangents. Only 2 tangents you can. You cannot try more than 2. PQ1, PR1. That's it. Still more you try, it becomes secant, or it is not a tangent, totally away from the circle, or it becomes secant. If it is possible to draw tangent, only 2 can be possible. So for the given circle, how many tangents can be drawn? Infinite. For the same given circle, from an exterior point, the condition here, the condition was not an external point. Wherever you want, you can draw. That means infinite number of points, infinite number of tangents. But here, for the given circle, from an external point, condition is given, 2 tangents can be drawn. Let us go to the theorem. 3 theorems. Out of the 3 theorem, I'll explain the first one. As you studied the 5 theorem from the circles, study these 3 theorems also. Totally it become 8 theorems. These 3 theorems are not difficult, students. It is easy. The theorem says that draw a tangent. So I name this tangent as PT, because this tangent meeting the circle at P, still if we extend this line, it will not meet the tangent, meet the circle once again. But a few students think that, suppose from an external point given, from here they join like this, and they says that, so this is a straight line, it touches the circle at one point, no, so it is a tangent, they says that like that. So it is a straight line, it touches the circle at one point, no, so it is a tangent, they say that. But it is wrong. The tangent is not only touching at one point. If you extend the line, I mean from here, this is an external point P, it meeting that circle at Q, no, so therefore it is a tangent, they argue. But the same line, if we extend, it meets at another point. So the same line, if we extend, it meets at another point. Therefore it is not tangent, it is wrong, it is a secant. Here in this PT, I can say it is a tangent, because the PT, if we extend the PT like this, it will not meet once again the circle, because it is meeting at P, that's it. If we extend, it goes away from the circle. What the first theorem says that, here I have drawn a tangent PT, then this is the center of the circle, no, I join these two. Now O is the center of the circle and P is the circumference point. As you know, it is a radius, right? Now it is a radius. OP is a radius. PT is what? Tangent. So OP is radius. Remember, OP is radius, PT is tangent. This radius and tangent both are meeting at P. This point is called as point of contact. This is called as point of contact. The reason is, this is called by point of contact, the reason is the point P where the radius OP and PT tangent both are meeting. This is called as point of contact. Now the theorem conclusion, we'll go to conclusion of this theorem, that is radius drawn to the tangent at the point of contact is always radius drawn to the tangent at the point of contact is always measured by an angle 90 degree. This is the result, student. That means wherever radius and tangent meets, that one angle here formed, no, this angle is always 90 degree. This is the theorem 1. Theorem 1 says that radius and tangent meet by 90 degree. The same theorem statement you can still write it in a brief form, that is radius meets the tangent by 90 degree. Radius meets the tangent by 90 degree. So radius and tangent always meet by 90 degree. It is already universally proved one. So for any circle, any tangent and any radius taken, you try, you come to know the truth. Radius and tangent always 90 degree, student. Remember, radius and tangent always 90 degree. Okay, this is the center of the circle. I try here one radius, this is the radius OA radius, and I try here one tangent like this, the tangent. So it is the radius, it is the tangent. This radius and tangent whenever meets, here the angle measured by 90 degree. You can mark here one point, join this, name it as B. OB is radius, here one tangent, you try at B. Then what is the measure of this angle? 90 degree. So radius and tangent always meet by 90 degree. Remember, the same 90 degree we studied in the circles also. So there are two 90 degree producing theorem since we studied. One is diameter given in the last chapter, circles. When diameter given, what we would write to. So when diameter is given, we would write to 90 degree. When diameter is given, we would write to 90 degree. So now one more 90 degree results we got from tangent, that is in circles when we see diameter we write 90 degree. In tangent, radius and tangent when both are meeting anywhere you find out, write it as 90 degree. Don't forget, radius and tangent wherever they meet, at point of contact, that is always 90 degree. This is the tangent result. In tangent chapter, tangent and radius meet by 90 degree. In circles, diameter produces 90 degree. These two don't forget. We go to the theorem 2. The same tangent chapter. Center of the circle. Here I use one tangent. So it is a tangent. I name this tangent as AB. The meeting tangent meets the circle at one point. No, that one point I mark it as P. This P is called as point of contact where the tangent meets the circle. And I draw a chord PQ. And I mark one angle or one vertex, or that is the vertex of the triangle. This is the vertex of the triangle. So here PQR is a triangle. AB is tangent which meets the circle at only one point, that is P. Q and R are another two circumference points. I join PR and PQ and QR, then I get a triangle. Now what type of results in the theorem 2 gives that? That is this. So this angle is there, no student, don't confuse. This is the important theorem. Usually they ask in examination to find out some unknown angle using this theorem. The first theorem was easy, radius and tangent. Radius perpendicular to tangent always. Remember, the first theorem says that radius perpendicular to tangent, right angle, RT means right angle. The second, the theorem 2 from the tangent chapter says that here one angle formed, no, this angle is called as angle between tangent and chord. The first theorem is angle between radius and chord. Don't confuse. Once again I repeat, the first theorem says that angle between radius and tangent. This is tangent, this is radius. Radius and tangent between angle is 90 degree. Radius and tangent between angle is 90 degree. In second theorem we are trying to find out an angle between chord and tangent. So first theorem is radius and tangent, second theorem is chord and tangent. So these two are the theorems which comes as 1 and 2 and important theorem. The first one is radius and tangent, that is finished. Now chord and tangent. Look at PQ is what? PQ is a chord. When I join OP become radius, but PQ is not radius, PQ is not diameter also, PQ is just a chord. So PQ is what? Chord, AP is tangent. So PQ chord, AP tangent. So this angle is an angle between tangent and chord. So this angle is not equal to 90 degree, wrong, because radius and tangent meets, it is measured to be 90 degree, but chord and tangent meets, it is not 90 degree. Then how to solve this kind of problem? When chord and tangent meet by any angle, this angle will be equal to this angle. That means the angle formed between chord and tangent, this is what? Chord. This is chord. PQ is chord. This is tangent. PQ is chord, AB tangent. So this angle is between chord and tangent. When chord and tangent between any angle is unknown, that angle will be equal to this PQ chord above standing one angle you are seeing, no, that is R angle. This R angle will be equal to this chord and tangent angle. So angle between chord and tangent is always equal to an angle standing on that chord, on the same chord. So this angle is between PQ chord and AP tangent. No, so this PQ chord and AP tangent between any angle is unknown. That angle will be equal to the same PQ chord above one angle is standing on the circumference, that one. So this statement is given by angle in the alternate segment. I mean an angle between a tangent and a chord is equal to the angle in the alternate segment. Angle in the alternate segment, these kind of angles are called as angle in the alternate segment, because this angle is formed this side, this angle is formed the other side, so this is called as other segment. So this angle is formed in the minor segment, this R angle is formed in the major segment. So angle in the alternate segment, an angle between a tangent and a chord, that means angle between chord and tangent is equal to, this angle is equal to angle in the alternate segment, is equal to angle in the alternate segment. Similarly we can try this side also, students. Come on, let us try. PR is what? Chord. Correct? No, PR is a chord. PB is a tangent. Remember, AB is a single tangent, but when we take into consideration AP tangent and PB tangents are different. Remember, when a line from A, when we are drawing, once it touches the circle at P, this is considered as different tangent. PB is considered as one more tangent, but both the tangents are in the same line, but AP tangent and BP tangents are different. Keep it in mind, AP tangent is this side and BP tangent, both are in the same line, but both the tangents are different. Okay, now PR is what? Chord. PB is a tangent. As what we were discussing, Angle between chord and tangent. This angle between chord and tangent. This angle between chord and tangent, that is PR tangent and PB tangent. This angle is unknown. How to get this angle? Angle between chord and tangent, that means this is equal to angle in the alternate segment, that means here. So this chord and this tangent between angle will be equal to this side segment, and the angle between the other two chord and tangent is equal to this side segment. So it goes in cross method. That means if you want to find out this angle, it will be equal to R, and if you find out this angle, it will be equal to this. So PQ chord angle, if you want to find out PQ above what angle is standing, R. PR chord angle, if you find out this PR chord above what angle is standing, Q, like that. So finally we can write Q, otherwise APQ, angle APQ will be equal to angle R. Angle APQ equal to angle R. This side if we go, BPR, angle BPR equal to angle BPR. This BPR angle, this angle is equal to angle Q. So these two are called as angle in the alternate segment. Angle between tangent and chord is always equal to angle in the alternate segment. I repeat the first theorem and second theorem once again. The first theorem is radius and tangent between comparison. The comparison is radius and tangent when they meet, always 90 degree. Chord and tangent when they meet, angle is not 90 degree, but that angle will be equal to angle in the alternate segment. First theorem is radius and tangent 90 degree, chord and tangent is equal to angle in the alternate segment. So these two are very important theorems. We'll study more when we go to exercise problem. Now theorem 3. Let us learn theorem 3 now. This is the last theorem from this chapter. Still more theorems are there, but for your syllabus those theorems are removed. This is the end of the theorem from the tangents. 3 more theorems were there, but for your batch it is removed. So we'll finish with this third theorem as tangents theorems completion. So this theorem says that about our external point, how many tangents can be drawn. Just now we studied, no? So P is an external point. From external point, how many tangents can be tried? So few minutes ago we studied from P, external point, only 2 tangents can be drawn. That we know. P is an external point from P above 1. It meets the circle at A. Let us name it as A. So actually PA is tangent, student. If we extend that line, no problem at all. But you consider PA is tangent. PA is tangent you consider. So consider PA as tangent. So you can stop at A, or if we extend that PA, it is not a problem. So it is not a problem, you can extend. But if we extend also, when we consider only PA, we consider as tangent. So when we extend A, there is no problem, it is considered as one more tangent. So it meets the circle at B. So PB is tangent. If we extend PB still more, it becomes one more tangent, but they are lying in the same line. So this is the theorem 3. Theorem 3 says that for the given circle, how many tangents can be drawn from an external point? From an external point. In this theorem, P is an external point. From an external point to the given circle. Remember, from an external point to the given circle with center O, how many tangents can be drawn? 2. Maximum 2 tangents can be drawn. That we know that. Then what this theorem result? The theorem result is when you try 2 tangents, I repeat, when you try 2 tangents from an external point to the given circle, always these 2 tangents are equal. This is the result of the theorem 3. That's it. The theorem 3 result is very simple. From an external point, 2 tangents can be drawn. That we know that. After drawing 2 tangents, those 2 are always equal in length. PA, if suppose it is 10 centimeter, PB also 10 centimeter. How come? Because both the tangents PA and PB are drawn from P point. That's why. Suppose if you take here point Q, if you take point Q, Q is what? External point. Make sure that Q is external point. From Q, how many tangents can be drawn? 2. This side 1 and this side 1. Look at, from all external point 2 tangents can be drawn. That's it. Look at, from PQ, this side 1, this side. If you mark here one more point R, you try 2 only maximum. So Q, it meets the circle here. No, I mark this point as C. It meets circle at here. No, it is D. So QC and QD are what? Tangents. PA, PB or PA equal to PB, because PA tangent and PB tangent both are drawn from P point. That's why both are equal. QC and QD tangents are drawn from Q point. So from Q point how many tangents are drawn? QC and QD. So these two are equal. One thing remember, PB is not equal to QC, because PB drawn from P, QC drawn from Q. Therefore, from different points, if you try different tangent, those two are not equal. It may equal on certain condition, but not directly equal. So, how to apply this theorem? Before applying this theorem, make sure that the two tangents are drawn from which point. If suppose from Q point two tangents are drawn, these two are separately equal. From P, two tangents drawn, those two are separately equal. Like the theorem 3 says that two tangents are drawn from an external point. Two tangents are drawn from an external point are always equal in length. Two tangents are drawn from an external point always equal in length. That means from P, two tangents are drawn, one is PA and PB, those two are equal. Q is an external point, QC and QD drawn, so QC equal to QD. So these three are the three important theorems you have to learn from the circles. I repeat the theorem. Radius and tangent, when they meet, don't wait for anything, mark 90 degrees. How? When we see diameter, how first we mark 90 degrees. Similarly, when we see radius and tangent, don't wait for anyone, mark 90 degrees. Radius and tangent always gives 90 degrees. Second theorem, chord and tangent will not give you 90 degrees. Then what it gives? Chord and tangent gives certain angle. That angle will be equal to angle in the alternate segment. That means if you want to get this angle, that angle, that means PQ chord angle, this PQ chord angle, this angle is called as PQ chord angle. PQ chord angle will be equal to PQ above one angle is standing, no, that one. PR angle, if you want to get PR angle, remember this is PR angle, PR and an angle. This PR angle, if you want to get this PR above what angle is sitting? Q, that. The third theorem is, from any external point, maximum two tangents are drawn. After drawing two tangents, always they are measured by equal lengths. So using these three theorems plus circles 5 theorems, so you cannot attend the tangent problem only using tangents concept. Remember, only using 3 theorems of tangents you cannot solve circles problems. Remember, only using 3 theorems of the tangent you cannot solve problems. So the 5 theorems from the circles, 3 from the tangents, both only you can solve. So circles problems are solved by 5 theorems. Circles problems are solved by 5 theorems. Remember, this tangents problems are solved by 5 plus 3 theorems. That means circles problem you can solve by just 5 theorem, but tangents problems are solved by circles 5 plus tangents 3, totally 8. So tangents problems are solved by 8 theorems, but circles problems are solved by only 5 theorems. So how to identify the given problem is circles or tangent? It's very simple. In the given problem, nowhere tangent is drawn, nowhere tangents. In the given circle problem, nowhere tangents, then it is circles. In the given problem, that means in the given problem inside cyclic quadrilateral and external, so look at in the cyclic quadrilateral the exterior point comes, no, this is not tangent. Few students confuse that this is tangent. Tangent will not meet the circle at 2 point. If you consider this as tangent, look at it meeting at 2 point. So this line meeting the circle at 2 points. So this is never a tangent. Tangent just touches, that means it traces the circle and goes away. So nowhere tangent, if you see in the given diagram, it is purely circle. But in the given diagram, cyclic quadrilateral as well as, suppose at this point one line is given as tangent. If you see tangent in the question, then this problem comes under 5 plus 3 theorem. So in the given problem, tangent if you see, then it is a tangent problem. Without tangent, any diagram is given, that is circle problem. Got it? Circle problems do not have tangents. Tangent, in tangents problem, tangent as well as circle some components also there. So let us solve one easy problem, example 1. So today I solve just one example. I'll give you one more problem as homework. This problem was asked thrice, I mean in 3 board paper, 2010, 2015 and 2019. 3 times asked one. I'll show you that one. Center of the circle. So this is the given problem. This is the question asked thrice, I mean 2010, 2015 and 2019. This problem raised thrice, 3 board paper, 2010, 2015, 2019. The problem, as I told in the given diagram, anywhere tangent if you see, it is a tangent problem, I said. Now look at in the given problem, look at SP is a tangent. Look at, because SP is a tangent, when you extend this SP, it goes away from the circle. That means PS is a tangent because PS meets the circle at S point. S is the point there, tangent and the circle meeting. It is called as point of contact. S is point of contact. But TR is not tangent because TR is just secant, because it meets at T and at Q. OP is also not a tangent because this OP, if we extend this OP, it meets at one more point. So this and this two are what? Secants. These two are secants. This is tangent. That's why the chapter name is tangents and secants. TR and OP are secants. SP is a tangent. What to find out? X, Y and Z. All the 3 unknown angles find out. This X angle, Y angle, Z angle. So let us use all the 8 theorems here. We need to use all 8 theorems. Remember, tangent problems are solved not only by 3 theorems, all 8 theorems. One by one we'll use. The first one is, as you know, diameter is given 90 degree. Do you remember? Diameter is given 90 degree. Center and circumference angle is double and of relation. Next is circumference and circumference both are equal. Next is cyclic quadrilateral is given. they are 180 degree. Exterior angle in cyclic quadrilateral is equal to interior angle. Got it? These 5 are the theorems from circle. Now let us list 3 theorems from the tangent. One is radius and tangent when they meet 90 degree. Here in diameter will get 90 degree. In circles diameter gives you 90 degree. In tangent chapter radius and tangent meets 90 degree. One. The other one is chord and tangent. When chord and tangent meets, that is equal to angle in the alternate segment. Got it? The third one is two tangents are given, both are equal. So this theorem mainly for find out length. This theorem we are using to find out length. This is to find out angle, 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 angle and angle, radius and tangent angle, chord and tangent also angle. But the last theorem is this one says about lengths. Two tangents are equal in length. So this theorem is not saying about to find out angle. So in this question everywhere angle is asked. So this last theorem we just ignore, because this theorem we are using to find out only length. Remember, this is not to find out angle, just to find out length. So just ignore. We'll use this 7th theorem to finish this. Now go for one by one. Diameter, yes. TS is a diameter, no. Are you getting? TS is a diameter because TS passing through center. TS is a diameter, but where to mark 90 degree? Because diameter says that diameter if you join 90 degree. TS is a diameter means from T one line is drawn. From S if you join here this line SQ if you join, then we'll get here 90 degree. From T one line is drawn. From S there is no one more line. Don't confuse, here line is drawn. This is tangent. This is not a diameter end drawn line. So from T diameter end one line is drawn. From S it is drawn to Q, then we can mark 90 degree. Let's leave it. Center and circumference are double and off. So which are center and circumference? This O is center, this T is circumference. How come? Yes, it is simple. First look at here. This angle you read, you come to know. SOQ, STQ. SOQ, STQ. The changes is only O and T. This S and Q are common. SOQ from S end and Q end. Okay, when you join this, from S end and Q end, SOQ is drawn at center, STQ join it. That means from the diagram it is sure that this center angle is double of this. That means y is equal to 2x. It is sure that y is equal to 2x. Y is angle at the center, x is angle at the circumference. Both are drawn from S and Q. Therefore angle y is equal to 2 times of angle x. But both angles are unknown. What to do? Okay, we'll go forward. Cyclic quadrilateral. In the diagram there is no cyclic quadrilateral because 1, 2, 3. Only 3 points on the circumference. If 4th point would be there, then we'll get cyclic quadrilateral. Only 3 points are there on the circumference, just leave it. So exterior angle also no. If there is no cyclic quadrilateral, how come exterior angle is equal? That is also ignored. Now we go to tangents. We enter to a tangent theorem. Radius and tangent anywhere meet. Don't wait for anything. Mark 90 degree. Come on, let us see. OS is what? As TS is diameter, OS is radius only. No, OS is what? Radius. SP is what? Tangent. So this theorem says that radius and tangent meet by 90 degree. OS radius, SP tangent. Therefore, definitely this angle is 90 degree. So we can write OSP. Angle OSP is equal to what? 90 degree. OSP is 90 degree. Now after writing OSP 90 degree, it becomes easy. That means we don't know x value, we don't know y value, but y is double of x. Got it? But if you know x, we'll get y. If you know y, we'll get x. But both are unknown. How to solve? Now it become easy. After marking here 90 degree, 90, 65 if you use, you will get this angle sum property of triangle. 90 plus 65 plus x will get x. After getting x, here we can write double. So now for this, what reason should write? Many students will not write reason. Simply they write 90 degree. That you write radius is always perpendicular to tangent. In simplified way, you write radius always perpendicular to tangent. Next, in triangle TSR. In triangle TSR. In triangle TSR, 90, 65 and x are equal to 90 degree plus 65 degree. First x equal to 180 degree. X is equal to 180 degree minus these two are added 155 degree. 155 degree subtracted will get 25 degree. 90 plus 65 120 155. 155 shifted here minus 180 155 is subtracted, you will get 25 degree. X is 25 degree. So once x is 25 degree, the question was find out x, y, z. X is 25 degree, we got one answer. Then how to get y? So already we wrote here y is the angle at the center, x is angle at the circumference, y is double of x, therefore y is 2 times of x. The reason is angle at the center is double of angle at the circumference. That's the reason. Both are having which base? Both are having SQ base. On SQ base, both the center and circumference angle form. Y is equal to 2 into 25. It is 50 degree. Y is equal to 50 degree. The second one answer also we got. Write it in box. Only one unknown is there, that is Z. So how to find out Z? We'll consider this triangle. When you are anything you are not getting, consider the triangle at least. If we consider this angle, this x become 25, we got it. This become 50, double of that. Now this 50, this 90, this Z. This gives you what? A triangle. This is another triangle. Write it. So one more theorem, that is chord and tangent theorem, we are not using. The reason is in this problem chord and tangent between there is no angle formed. Remember, only radius and tangent between angle is formed, so we wrote 90 degree. Chord and tangent between there is no angle. Where is chord, where is tangent? Tell me. TQ is chord of course, but here there is no tangent. So angle between chord and tangent we are not using in this problem. So in triangle OSP, y is how much? 50 degree plus 90 degree plus z in OSP triangle equal to 180 degree. Z is equal to 180 degree minus 140 degree. Finally Z is equal to 40 degree. Is the third. Look at for these 3 steps we will get 4 marks. The 3 board paper they have asked. So I'll give you one homework problem based on this. This was your 2013. From 2013 I give you, note on the homework problem and try to solve. Remember always tangents problems are solved not directly by 3 theorems. You have to use circles 5 plus here additional 3. So this is the tangent, CT is the tangent. Even cyclic quadrilateral also there in the diagram, you can use cyclic quadrilateral also. This is 100 degree B, this is 40 degree. 40 degree is not complete, only this much. D, A and here T. In the question CT is a tangent. In the question only it is given CT is a tangent. Angle ABC equal to 100 degree. Angle ACD is equal to 40 degree. Find first one, angle ADC. Look at angle ADC they are asking. It's very simple. The B angle is given, ADC is easy. No, ADC how much? You can use cyclic quadrilateral concept there. The second one is angle DCT. Look at this angle they are asking. Remember DCT. So before finding this angle, this angle is what type of angle? Try to find it. This is not exterior angle. Don't confuse. Exterior angle is what? When cyclic quadrilateral any side is extended, we'll get exterior angle. But this angle is not exterior angle. This angle connected with tangent. As they said, CT is a tangent. When CT tangent, DC is what? First you think that this space formed between what? In the first problem we thought that this space is formed between these two. That means this is radius, this is tangent. So the angle between radius and tangent 90 degree. But here this is the angle they are asking. First ADC, first note down ADC first sub question. This is the first sub question, this is the second sub question. This. So this angle to find out any of cyclic quadrilateral will help you. But this angle to find out, this is between what? This angle is formed between, CD is what? What is CD? CD is what? Chord. CT is what? Tangent. So this angle is formed between chord and tangent. So if you want to get chord and tangent, the theorem explained, no, apply that, you will get it. So to get this chord and tangent angle, this chord, DC chord subtends what angle here? Check out and write. Hope you got today's class. Thank you.